was listening to a podcast, and you're going to ask me who it was to give them credit. And I can't remember. I want to say it was Jay Shetty on purpose, but I can't be quoted that. Sorry. But, anyways, what it talked about was on, I think it's a twofold question I'm going here. Do you feel like time is flying by? That's my first question, you guys.
Oh, we answer that before the second? I'm going by. I feel it. I feel time is going by very fast.
Tracy?
Um, I'm gonna say yes and no.
And so here's the reason why I'm asking. One, um, it just seems like it's flying for me. Like we're recording in the month of May. And I'm like, where did 2026 go to
Yeah.
so far? And I remember being a kid and my time seemed to go tick, tick, like never moved. And like now I'm older and it seems like it's flying by. But what I listened in this podcast, which kind of why I'm going to tie them together is, have you ever just sat and be bored? And the reason why I ask that is we think time flies and time goes by so fast, but we have so much stimulation around us, whether it's a TV, working, social media, all of this stimulation that have you ever just sat and got bored with nothing? That's a question. Have you ever gotten
Yes.
bored, like just sat and done nothing?
I have been bored. I don't know if I'm going to be intentionally bored, but right now, I don't think I've intentionally sat down to be bored. But yes, I have been bored. It's an uncomfortable feeling.
Right. And that was another, I think there were two. One was from Jay Shetty and one was from Robert Dial. He did it that we have been so programmed to
Hmm.
constantly be moving
Hmm.
that we forgot how to be bored.
Yeah. But they're constantly moving, doing, being productive, consuming. You have to be. It's even to the point of, people multitask when they go for walks. You go for a walk, you're listening to a podcast, you're doing, it's like all of those things, right? But yeah, being bored is uncomfortable. For me
So,
anyways, I don't like it.
do you think that because we no longer get bored and we're constantly keeping ourselves busy, that time flies by?
For me, I mean, as you guys know, I'm a coach in a time organization, so I view time a little differently than, only because of the teachings that have been given to me. But I view time more so as it depends on what's happening. Time can be very slow, like appearing to be very slow. And then depending on what I'm doing, it can just like go by in a whiz. It's like, whoa, where did those 4 hours go? Like,
Right.
like depending on it. So it's very circumstantial for me as to what that feeling actually, how that feeling relates to myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Tracy G, thoughts?
I'm trying to define what you mean by bored, though, because there's not doing things intentionally, but like I can't say I get bored.
Do you ever
I can go,
sit quietly and not do anything with
I do
no
that,
music on?
but I'm not
When
bored
you, well, yeah, for you, but there's so many people out there that won't do that.
because I'll just go like sit on the deck and just sit there. I don't need a book or something, and I just watch the birds go by and
Yep.
just. But I'm not bored because to me,
But
boredom is that you're
yeah,
you're anxious. You want to get get something done. So,
And that's kind of the definition. You are doing something bored, like you are doing a single task. It's not a task, it's not intentional. You're just sitting with your thoughts, watching the birds, doing whatever. But like Tracy E said before, we now like go for a walk and we listen to a podcast or we make phone calls. We multitask. We we plan our days like so busy that at the end of the day you're like, well, where did the day go? Like, where did it go? Where we don't just sit and do nothing. Like we had grandkids here, you know, and if the oldest wasn't doing something, she'd be like, okay, I'm bored. And I'd be like, well, go read your book. Oh, no, I can't. No, 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 I can't. Give me something to do. Like she always had to be doing something, always had to have movement. And what I was listening to in both of these podcasts is when you sit and just be quiet, your nervous system slows down, your mind actually opens up to just thoughts. But we're so focused on productivity and focused on doing things or scrolling social media or trying to keep up, or we book so much to do that our brain never has a time to rest.
Yeah. And there are moments, like I have intentional moments, Tracy, like sitting on the deck watching the birds and intentionally not doing anything.
mhm.
But I think it's the intentionality of that that removes the boredom, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Um, but there are times when I'm just like, I can be sitting there, watching TV going, man, I am completely bored. This is just, I'm bored, 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 bored. I got to do something. And I don't like being bored. I don't. I have to actually sit there and go, this is okay. You're all right. Don't worry about it. This is going to pass.
Do you, when you have moments like that, do you journal it out?
Um, no, because I know that the moment that moment is fleeting. I know that it's just simply something uh, that it's something that is going to pass very quickly. Like the moment I recognize that it's boredom, that that's what's appearing for me, that emotion is boredom. I realize that by allowing the boredom to be there, it's going to dissipate very quickly. It's when I resist the boredom and focus on the boredom and don't want to be bored and like I got to get rid of this feeling and I don't like this and whatever, that it becomes a problem.
Oh, okay.
But just the act of being bored, um, I think it's an art form that's been lost. I agree with you.
Right,
Like
right.
as a kid, you could be bored. You could be laying there and just looking up at the sky, nothing to do, and anybody else would look at that and go, "Wow, that's you must be bored out of your mind." And it's like, no, actually, it's really okay. I'm okay. I'm
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I think I think we associate, when I say we, I think society associates boredom with laziness, non-productive,
Hmm.
that types of stuff.
Hmm.
And it's none of that.
Hmm.
Like you can be busy all day and still be bored.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
what I mean.
there's,
Like I can sit there. Sorry, go ahead.
oh, I was just saying they're saying boredom is a lack of interest, stimulation, or challenge.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
so I can be sitting there watching TV and just feel utterly bored, stiff. Like this is, I don't, the program's not, it's not interesting. It's not whatever. It's like, oh, let me go do something. I don't want to be here. So
right.
let me go do something else to remove this emotional state that I'm in currently right now. I don't want to be here. I don't want to feel this way. Therefore, I'm going to go do something else. I mean, people do all sorts of stuff because they feel bored. They'll eat because they feel bored.
Right.
Right.
They'll drink because they feel bored. It's like people will do something to fill that emotional space
Yeah.
to remove themselves from it. But like the intentionality, one could argue the intentionality of going out and sitting on the deck and watching the birds is an intentional act, something you want to do. So there's no room for that boredom to actually be there because you are actively engaging in doing that activity, even though it's someone would view it and say, Tracy's doing nothing right now. She's not doing anything
Right.
other than sitting in her chair. But you emotionally want to be in that space.
Right. And
And
that's
the
where I'm finding the disconnect is we're using the
yeah.
word bored. And then there's, which I find is very negative. Like it's
Yep.
and you're saying we've lost the art of being bored. And
Yeah.
I think those are two different things. I think being boredom, this like not interested in something and just sitting and letting your thoughts daydream, whatever, it's two completely different things.
You're
Yes,
right, but
but people don't know how to be with their thoughts. People don't know how to just sit and be with their thoughts. That's
Right.
an
But why are we calling
very
that bored?
uncomfortable because you're not doing something. You are not actively pursuing something, engaging in something, being stimulated by any of those definitions that is being um, it's like an external thing that's happening so that you are not emotionally feeling that way. Because when boredom arrives, for me anyways, I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but when boredom arrives for me, it is uncomfortable. It's not something that it's like, oh, I don't like, I feel like I start to get fidgety. I start to get, it's like, I don't like this. This is like, I got to do something. This is like, and it's like it's in those moments that if I sit there and go, okay, this is good. Just sit. It's all right.
is that right?
There's nothing wrong with not having anything to do. There's nothing wrong with not having any intentionality in the moment and to feel uncomfortable. It's okay.
See, Tracy G, you're comfortable. You make, like Tracy E said, you make the intention of going out and just sitting and being quiet. People, I'm one of those reformed people. If you told me to sit and to just be quiet and look at the birds or something, I would have freaked out. I'd be like, no, I'm bored. I have to do something, this and that, because I could not sit with my thoughts. I was so anxious, so distracted, and in such a bad state. My nervous system was shot that the thought of sitting quietly was almost like somebody was shocking me, like electric shock. I would have taken electric shock. And that was part of the study and things that I was listening to that you are um, men or women, it was 67% men, and I think 30% women would rather have been electrically shocked and shocked themselves because they could have than sitting in a room with nothing to do for 15 minutes. Could not do it.
I mean, think about kids nowadays. Like, kids do not know how to be bored. Kids have to be, there is
We
stuff
could choose
going
a
on
different
in their
word. We
world.
can choose a different word than bored because, like you said, Tracy G, it's a negative, not
I
interested.
don't find it a negative connotation at all. Bored is like
I
a,
just can't make the connection because if I was bored, I'd go do something. Like,
right. That's the thing. Can you just simply be bored?
well,
So bored shows up for you and you're like, okay, I'm going to go do something.
no,
I'm
because
not
to
going to be
me, if
bored.
you're like bored is a negative thing. If I want to take the afternoon and do nothing, I'll take the afternoon and do nothing. But
Right.
if I'm
But you know
bored,
how to
that
do that. But you can do that. You can take the afternoon and
my
not
brain
do
is
anything.
hurting.
You
It's hurting
can.
my brain.
If you said to me, Michelle, you had the afternoon off, you can
Yeah,
do nothing, I probably would have gone, worked out, listened to a podcast, gone out drinking, overate, shopping. I would have not just sat on my desk quietly.
I see. Okay, I think
Could,
I'm getting the connect. I think it is
yeah,
the word though. The word, as soon as
yeah.
you say bored,
I
I
could
go,
not do anything. I had to, for me, I had to keep pushing time. I had to, nope, I had to
Mm.
keep because I wanted things to be over. I wanted the day over. I wanted the night over. I wanted the morning over. I wanted the day afternoon. I wanted to get to something else.
And think about kids when they say, I'm bored. It's because they're not doing something. They
mhm.
don't know how to just sit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just think
So,
I wouldn't call just sitting with no
yeah,
intention bored. That's all.
right. But it's because you're very centered, you're very secure, you're very intentional. And not everybody is like that. And that's where, and I don't think we've grown up now. If you were to, how many times have you walked into a coffee shop, you've walked into a restaurant, you walk into anywhere and everybody's head is down on their phone?
Oh,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah. So it's just we're overstimulated and we never stop doing. And I say we because there were times yesterday, because I'm home alone right now before I leave for Wisconsin, and I would be like sitting there going, okay, I gotta go do something. And I go, and I'm like, no, just sit, just sit. Even if it was for 5 minutes, just sit. So, like right now, when after we're done, my house is quiet. I haven't had a radio or TV on since about 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon.
Isn't that bliss though? Isn't that like amazing? It's like zero, zero
But
anything
I,
coming at you. It's
Intrusion.
like,
but I didn't grow up like that. There always was
yeah,
something on, always had to
yeah.
be noise on. My partner feels the same thing, always has something on. And
Mm.
sometimes I'll walk out and be like, what are you watching? He's like, I don't know. I'm not
Mhm.
listening to it. I'm reading. Then why don't you shut it off?
Yeah. Yeah, I have friends that are the same way. They have to have something going on in the background constantly. So the TV's on, but they're not actually even in the same room as the TV, and they're, or the radio's going, or again, I don't know how many people listen to radios anymore, but it's yeah. Well, I mean, really, unless you're in a car and you don't have a podcast to listen to, what are you listening to? Um,
I will give you something to think about for a second. Mona is my dog. People have don't remember. She's always in a quiet zone. Like our house isn't overly noisy. It's just my partner and I. But I had another family and three small children, 7, 4, and 7 months. And there was constant noise. I don't mean constant, I mean constant because they all slept with sound machines.
mm,
Oh.
So the kids slept in this room, but it's open, and she's right over there. The baby slept in the front room with the parents. They had a sound machine. They had a sound machine. My poor dog had sound on 24 hours for 5 days straight.
Yeah.
She ended up getting sick. Her nervous center was so like distraught
hmm
because she couldn't take the constant noise going.
Noise. Yeah.
Yep. But they sleep with sound machines.
I think I guess the you could equate bored with rest. People don't know how to rest.
Hmm.
right? Like people have to be that there's that hustle mentality, the constant doing mentality, or the constantly being stimulated
Hmm.
factor that makes it difficult for people to just be quiet
Yeah.
and to sit and to do nothing.
Yeah.
That's a moneymaker. Have a big room with that you're not allowed to talk in and charge people $100 to come in.
Yeah, there you go. You're probably absolutely right. With
Yep.
no sound machines, no anything. You just have to come in there and you got to be quiet for like, do it, charge based on
Fine.
on the time that you're going to be in there. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's an art form. People don't know
It
how to do
is.
it anymore.
So, viewer, what about you? Do you have to constantly be busy? Do you understand time, quiet, peacefulness, just sitting? Or are you a multitasker? Or somebody who is a multitasker needs to listen to this, share our episode with them. Make sure you hit like and hit subscribe and notifications so you know when our next episode comes out. Until next time.
Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you as a regular member of our community.